And we are live on Tuesday night, January the 9th. Cold and blustery day out today. How's everybody doing? Let's see who we got in the chat so far. We got Hippocrates Garden, Gregory Kissel, how you guys doing? Tambra, checking in from Texas. Eagle Lover, Texas. Who else we got? We got my crooked little homestead. And that's it so far. Speaking up in chat. Glad you guys could make it. Eagle Lover says, what's she say here? The wind has been insane. Wind chill is cold.
Yeah, very much.
We got down to wind chill of 11 today. And that is the big news. Hey, Kentucky Goat Man. Saw your video. Glad you got your WRL cards.
Good.
He got them today, and he showed them to everybody.
Good deal.
Big news around here is it rained about 2 to 3 inches yesterday, and then it dropped about 5 or 6 inches of snow on top of us last night. So we got a layer of slush underneath a layer of ice and underneath a layer of snow. But yeah, cold's a relative thing. I mean, honestly, yeah, you don't get the temperatures we get here, but
you get used to it.
You guys are kind of soft down in Texas, and you're not used to that kind of stuff. So cold's a relative thing.
Yeah, you get used to the weather. You figure out how to do it. So I got out on the roads this evening, and it's pretty treacherous. So
well, on the side roads, you said, and minor highways.
Yeah, minor highways. So, but I can imagine it's going to get slippery tonight. ACM Homestead. Hey, Adam, I hope you're feeling better. Good grief. They're not going to come to dinner tomorrow.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't want to be Typhoid Mary, and I appreciate that. Yeah. So.
But what she's talking about is Callie Blackwell and Jesse are in town. They're staying up at Tags. Unfortunately, we got snow and everything today, so
can't get out on the road to go.
Yeah, probably didn't get out to do very much anything. But they're in, and we're having a community dinner up at 1886, which is the local cafe, and so we're all looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we are, and we will miss ACM.
Yeah,
we'll miss ACM. It's a shame.
Yeah,
I did get the gauze ordered, so it should be here soon. Chuck said that he was going to send it out ASAP, so we'll see when it gets here.
Did he order some?
Yeah, he got the 5x9 pads.
Oh, I thought
Hey,
somebody else got that.
No, that was ACM. But so yeah, that's the big thing around here is the snow. I mean, I tried working on the second bedroom yesterday because I was inside all day long, and I ran out of staples, and I can't find them. So I need to look for that.
Can get some tomorrow.
It's coming along. It's coming along though. Getting insulation up on that bare metal wall, and I could tell a slight difference in there in the back of the house today because there's insulation on about half the wall. So getting that done, slow but steady. Went out, managed to skid load get all the snow off the driveway without destroying the extension cords that are running across the driveway. You know, and I just felt so stupid. Hey y'all. Hey, that's a good name. Hey y'all.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Glad you can make it. Really had a lot of downtime the past 2 days, not gonna lie. 2 snow days in a row, and I might have another one tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you have another snow day tomorrow.
Well, they have to send out confirmation though. As of right now.
You didn't get confirmation today.
As of right now, it looks like I may have a 3rd snow day.
So when they call Royal Valley School District, then that means he doesn't go to work. So they have called that. There's no school tomorrow, so he won't go to work. So he will be working on the bedroom and getting food. So, or feed for the animals.
Getting feed.
So,
yeah.
But that, or I can go do that while you're doing this.
Tamara, it should. Just around here for like the strawberries, the ever-bearing strawberries, we just this year, you know, in the past we put straw on them, but this year I just took leaves and covered them with about a 6-inch layer of leaves.
Yeah, they're
We'll see.
they're for our area, so they're used to it.
Look at that. Spags comes in here
What's up?
shouting.
What's up? So yeah, but anyway. So yeah, so we'll all have dinner as a group tomorrow. Those of us that can make it. Some are already pulling out either sickness or not sure what the road conditions are going to be, that kind of thing. So it is what it is. That's how it goes this time of year. So we're dwindling in numbers for dinner.
It is what it is.
It is.
So let's see. What else did we do? We did the WRL live, which if you guys missed it, was awesome. Thank you, Spags, for helping make it.
That was loads of fun.
A great thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm working on putting together some more panels that I think you guys will enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had 4 people win
the
decks, and I got confirmation today that 3 of the 4 had been delivered. I don't know about Sam's. I assume Sam's did too.
I don't know.
I'll message him and see if he got it.
Maybe he's sitting in his mailbox because didn't he go off the road today?
Yeah, he sent out a short indicating that he may have run off the road going to work this morning. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, see, straw works. You know, we either put hay or straw or leaves on it. That one year I just used plastic to cover it.
Yeah. Well, and then with the temperatures coming, Patty and Darren came over to help you. Darren was
a major accomplishment.
And then we all got to talking, and I guess as he was talking to Daniel, he told Daniel how the number of chicks that we lost because of the cold. I did not know that number. I thought it was just 1 or 2 from what like he was saying, so I didn't worry about it much. So I threw Patty in the truck, and we hauled butt to go get whatever straw was left locally, and got straw down for everybody. So got to keep them dry. Windblock and hay.
I gotta tell you though, she ended up having to go to Tractor Supply. I was really disappointed in the straw bales because they were very loosely tacked, and they were tied so loose that you grab the string and the entire bale just falls apart. It was terrible. Mm-hmm. It was terrible. Because we used to get for the same price, we used to get hay bales, good brome bales that were twice as big and packed just extremely tight.
Those used to only be $3, and then they went up slowly, up and up.
Hey, Timber, you can use hay. Just be aware that there may be seeds in it. There may be viable seeds, so you may have volunteer grass coming up in your bed at that point. But it works. It still works. Everybody. Hey, Tiger. Everybody said Skeins popped in. I didn't see her.
I didn't see her either. Hey, Skeins. So, I forgot to call her yesterday to see if she was still sane.
Yeah.
I'll call her later.
Let's see here. Terminator says, I lost my male duck 2 days ago, and my big bronze tom turkey can't figure out why he died. Oh, and your tom turkey. Yeah. Can't figure out why they died.
It happens. And the polar vortex is, it is what it is, but it's the survival of the fittest. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how you have to look at it with the livestock. And so, we have babies that die, and that's sad.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry to interrupt.
We have babies that die, but if those babies die, then, it's the survival of the fittest. And you don't always know why they die, but you don't want to continue to breed that into your flock. You want those out.
That's Skeins.
Is that her?
That's her back channel. She got a backup channel in case she gets booted off of YouTube for being militant. Hello, Dorothy. How you doing? But yeah, the Jeep saga. That was. So I'm learning. Darren is teaching me so much about working on vehicles. We didn't have. I went to a military school. We didn't have shop class at my school. But whereas these other guys came out and they learned trades like carpentry and auto work, I learned how to plant ambushes and write op orders when I graduated when I was 17. So different skill set, skill set.
Yeah.
But the Jeep, we went through the saga last weekend of spending all that time getting it apart and fixing it, and then all of a sudden I've got this terrible vibration. I mean, it got to the point where I really didn't want to drive the Jeep by the end of the week. So Darren came over, we pulled everything apart, and what we figured out was the CV joint has 3 bearings on it, and it fits into a cup on the
There's so many women in here. We don't care.
That's okay. Well, they need to learn. Anyway, that didn't set right. It didn't get put in there right, and we couldn't move it, and literally had to take a sledgehammer and bang the end of the axle in order to get the seat properly. But we got it. It worked, and I'm extremely happy. And all it cost was a dinner.
That was nice.
Yes. This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Some hay may also have persistent herbicides.
Mm-hmm.
Getting hard to tell now without testing each batch. I'm uploading a second video on how to do a BIOS essay. Okay. You guys hear that? You want to go check out HG's channel and check it out.
Yeah, good deal. HG, you might get that also in writing and write a book. So
Tiger, this is the new thing. We've got a new backdrop, a very homesteady backdrop instead of the messy counter or the messy cabinet or shelves.
Excuse me.
Of course, messy shelves are kind of homesteady. Seriously.
They're not messy. I don't care what people say.
Lady Smith.
I know where everything's
Glad
at.
you could make it.
So then when Darren came over, he talked to Billy Bond over at Current Pasture. Billy's working on his books. Darren's working on his books, and then Darren kind of kicked me in my butt and
I told him not to wait for you.
Get your book together. At least
now he is because you said you'd work on it. He didn't want to step on your toes.
Yeah, he totally would have been stepping on my toes.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that he asked and said that, especially when he has other books to be writing. And so the cookbook is coming, figured out.
Not messy.
And Darren's going to give me the information from Billy, and I'll get all that sent over, and they'll rewrite, or there's some software or something anyway. So we're going to figure this out and then get that. So look for that. Hopefully, I don't know how long it takes. So I'm going to guess by the end of the year, maybe sooner.
You could probably do it in 2 or 3 months if you put your nose to the grindstone.
No, I mean, like, I don't know as far as like from when I'm done to publishing, having a hard copy.
You could probably self-publish in 3 or 4 months.
So
if you worked hard.
So by the end of summer, look for it fall, Christmas time. Hopefully we'll have it for fall festival.
And you may be asking why an effort to write a book. Why aside from sharing information, it creates a passive stream of income. As the books are printed off and sold, that gives you money coming in, and that's creating alternative economies and alternative streams of income that we're constantly talking about to become more free and having more liberty. So that's what that's about.
And this first one, I'm going to kind of mix some things up. So there'll be some things in there canning wise. There'll be some things in there that are freeze dryer wise. To be honest with you, anybody that watches our channel, you guys all know anything that you cook, you can freeze dry. So in fact, almost anything you drink, I just freeze dried orange juice and milk, and so it can all be done. But so be looking for that. That's fun, and I'm trying to do as much as possible all from scratch, and that's why I enjoy people coming over, because I can literally just open up the refrigerator, go, okay, I have this, and then I can go to the pantry, go, okay, I have this, and then I can throw a dinner together. Everybody can eat it and say this is a keeper or not. What?
You've got glitter on your face.
It's probably my makeup. Leave me alone.
It's like a raven here. So anyway, Chuck Peoples, Homestead Medical, he got gauze up on his website, and I cannot reiterate that you do not have enough gauze in your supplies, and he's got great prices on it.
Mm-hmm.
So go out to Homestead Medical and look at what he's got. He's got 3 different sizes, and order some for yourself. Trust me, it's not, number one, it's a good deal. Number two, you will not be sorry when the time comes that you've got that extra gauze. Seriously. In fact, you probably will not buy enough, to be honest with you.
Oh, and I guess you will start seeing more cooking videos because I have to get photos now.
Morris Press and
You don't
Kearney.
care. You don't care.
You know, I'm to the point now to where I'll believe it when I see it.
You don't care.
I will believe it when I see it.
You still haven't shown me how to use the.
Okay,
iPad.
I am not responsible for setting.
Do you
up
want to
camera.
fight on air? Because that's what's going on.
I'm not responsible. You have
Then
to
I want
stop.
all of my camera equipment back. I
You
want
have
all
to
the
stop.
original camera equipment back.
You have to stop
I know
and
how to
go,
use.
okay, show me how to use it.
Oh, well, I know how to use the other stuff. Why can't you just let me use the old stuff?
Because it doesn't do as good a job.
I'm an old school girl.
No, we don't do things half-assed around here anymore. We do things full-assed. Oh, cool. It was processed today.
In your order, or you haven't shipped to the house or the post office?
To here. Yeah. Oh, did you see that? This is, I don't know if you guys can see that. I think Rich was talking about my Band-Aid here. That is holding. We bought this staple gun that is backwards. The way it works, the angle of the grip and everything is backwards from what a normal gun is. So I wasn't paying attention, and I'm like, chink, chink, and I'm like, why are there no staples coming out? And so I grabbed the gun like this and pulled it, and I had my hand on the proper end of the staple gun and buried a staple all the way down inside my hand.
Not required that big of a Band-Aid?
Oh, it was bleeding. It's not very big. It's only
Wide
half an
Band-Aid.
inch.
But how big is a staple? It's only a little teeny tiny. It's like crybaby Band-Aid.
No, it's that big because it has to go around my hand. I didn't want it falling off while I was working. And yes, I bled. There's blood all over the insulation in there where I was bleeding. That's why I stopped.
Gross.
That's why I stopped and got the Band-Aid. Yeah. So I figured you'd rather have me use a Band-Aid than get blood all over the.
You're correct.
Yeah. So this house literally has blood, sweat, and tears in it. Literally at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see. What other conversation going on? Wes is surviving. That's good. Richter wants to know how you're feeling. You feeling better than you did a couple weeks ago?
Better than a couple weeks ago. And so now I'm just trying to be careful not to mess everything back up. It's just going to be a slow process of getting back up and going. So, but it's hard to, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I can't sit in the freaking recliner. So now I've like moved chairs around so that I can figure out how to prop myself up and then put my feet up. Because if I leave my feet down, then my feet swell. It's like a freaking old lady over here. I don't.
And then on top of that, we're going through, for some reason, the past couple of weeks, the dogs have decided anytime you sit down, they have to crawl into the chair with you, and just it's irritating.
And the problem is when they do that. So the chiropractor, gets me adjusted, gets me where I'm doing okay, and then freaking dog comes and jumps on me, or I trip over one of the dogs on the floor or whatever. So it just feels like I'm constantly out of whack. But I just can't wait to get better so that it doesn't hurt to lift pans and
Skeins. We made Skeins feel uncomfortable, so she went to her regular account.
Do what? Oh.
Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just take it one day at a time, and as soon as he tells me I don't have to see him 3 times a week, then I suppose we'll be okay. Of course, now we've got more snow coming Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, Monday, or Monday and a Tuesday, somewhere in there anyway. So like, there's more snow coming. I may never be able to go to the chiropractor again till the snow stops. I don't know.
Well, and that was, okay. So I don't mind the snow. I'm not really a big fan of it. The older I get, the less I like it. It's cool for about 5 minutes when it's really deep, but then it just becomes a mucky mess. And Darren and I were talking this weekend. He went and shot a bunch of stock footage for videos later on down the road. And I was like, yeah, I thought about it, but every time I'm out there shooting the snow, all I can think of is telling everybody, yeah, it's pretty now, but it's going to turn into a muddy mess here soon. And I didn't want to do that.
Right now, I'd almost invite a muddy mess, just so that the snow doesn't keep piling up on top of itself.
But yeah,
we have no warming temperatures, so the snow is not melting. So what's here is here, and we're just going to keep adding more and more and more.
So what really bothers me is when I wake up. I spent several days 2 summers ago building the deck out front, this great big huge deck to keep the snow off around the door. The wind blew last night, and because it was raining before that, everything was damp. So there was an inch of snow across the entire deck, and I still haven't. I don't want to throw salt down on it, but I got it scraped up as best I could.
Yeah. So it's part of life.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully everybody else is doing okay.
The animals are surviving. It's been so wet here though. The goats and sheep, the straw is still kind of dry, but it's quickly becoming a muddy mess.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make sure we're gonna have to watch their hooves because they're probably all gonna have to be trimmed this spring. Yeah. That's too wet out there.
Yeah. Well, and we're gonna have to put more hay down. Luckily, one of the reasons why I used a carport is because I get the skid loader in there, so it can build up, and I can get in there and get it out with the skid loader instead of having to hand do it like I did at the old place. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
And then other than that, I'm just trying to figure out everything, get things a little organized because the kids and grandbabies are coming. They'll be here Saturday. So trying to get everything organized and picked up. If I can ever get G to work, then he can make me some labels and I can get stuff off my counters and then get it done. Oh, all of that ham that I did for the ham and cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
Your stupid cat figured out how to get into the bag, and she's gotten into every single bag. Really? It's like we can't just pick one bag. We've got to get into all of them.
Yeah.
And so those are now dog snacks.
Okay.
I need to pull that around.
I'll snack
so that's
on
a shame. It's your cat. You do what you want, but
it's
I'm not selling it and I'm not eating it.
It's our cat.
It's not my cat.
Yeah. If the dogs are our dogs, then the cat's our cats.
I don't do cats.
Yeah, you did. You had a cat when I met you.
I like that cat.
And then you got Sadie.
I like that cat.
The $400 junkie cat. Did you guys ever hear the story about the $400 junkie cat? So I'm gone. I'm in the Persian Gulf. I'm defending freedom. I'm at the tip of the spear. And I get this picture of her holding this little cat. And I'm like, what the?
No. That happened at Jill's. Jill ended up having to pay for that.
It was still a $400 junkie cat.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, she's got this cat, and I'm like, I wrote her back, and I was like, what's the deal with the cat? And then tell him the deal with the cat.
So Jill had her medicine out on the counter in the bathroom, and I guess the cat got up there. I'm trying to remember. This happened like over 30 years ago, and so the cat somehow got. I guess she just jumped up there.
It got into the metal of the bottle.
Every single pill that was in there, so it must have tasted good. And then, so Jill, the cat ended up having to have like its stomach pumped and all this other crap. So
it was a Himalayan.
And not to mention that was in San Diego. It didn't matter that was the early 90s. That happened 92, 91, somewhere in there. And so it totally didn't matter that. Things were cheaper back then because it was San Diego. Nothing was cheap.
Jill's husband did not like the cat because Sadie had
Tore up his
destroyed
speakers.
his Pioneer speakers that I think he paid in the early '90s. He paid like $400 for them, $500. But she ended
So
up,
because this cat was a junkie cat and tore up speakers, Jill gave me the cat.
yeah, and she turned out to be a really good
Well, and actually, if you remember correctly, she gave my mom the cat. And when my mom and dad came out to Washington D.C. to visit, they brought the stupid cat with them and left her. So you know how parents like to do that. You know, hey, we're gonna come and visit because you just moved and all of that, gotten out of their home, and then yeah,
God,
they bring you all the animals.
Their cat was a head case too.
Yeah, their cat was evil.
That we got out of the Marine Corps and what, we lived with your parents for about 3 months or 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and because the cats were related,
January we left with it was a couple months.
Because they were related, they looked exactly alike. Well, her parents' cat was not an outdoor cat. Never been outside, never seen another cat, had only seen their dog.
But my parents had a doggy door. And so a doggy door is not always very good.
Well, that was
the cat.
That's how Mama got pregnant.
With that cat, I walked in on it, and there were 10 toms surrounding her, and she just wasn't right after that. She got evil.
I'm talking about the one in Belton that the cats. Our cat went up the stairs, and the other cat was sitting at the top of the stairs, and they came face to face, and their cat wigged out, just completely lost it.
Oh.
Could not find that cat for like 3 days, and what'd your mom say she found?
Oh, that was so. If that was in Belton, that was later because that's when we got out of the Marine Corps.
Right, I just said we got out of the Marine Corps.
Oh, I was totally thinking like right before we were getting stationed in DC. So yeah, no, I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Muskoka Oma. I hope I pronounced that right. Some cats are cool. I had a tabby that would go lay down when I told her, and other basic commands. That's impressive. I think she was a dog trapped in a cat's body.
Jonathan has a cat. I've never met the cat. He says the cat's cool, and he shows it must be because he takes lots of pictures of him, and his cat likes to sit like a human being. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. So
Tamara definitely does not like litter boxes.
I can't do litter boxes either, Tamara. I think it's so disgusting, and it's not good for a human person to do that. That's what I don't understand. The kids that identify as cats and have to put a litter box in the classroom. It's like it's gross when cats do it. It's even more disgusting when you do it. Stop.
Ghetto, how's it going?
Hey, Ghetto.
Yeah. So there's the cat saga.
Yeah, we've had some very bizarre cats.
Yes, we have. Okay, so with the cold weather, it's getting pretty cold. It's been below freezing the past couple of nights.
It's gonna be 11 degrees tonight.
We have not turned the furnace on yet. We've been heating off the stove. We get some basic heat. You did. Go show him. Go grab what you showed him or what you canned last night and show him.
It's an apple pie filling.
It's apple pie filling. But
it's a new recipe. I'm cooking a crate to get all of this stuff in the cookbook.
But when she's cooking, that heats up the kitchen quite a bit. And then we've got 2 small heaters that we run intermittently to warm the bathroom up and then to warm the office up. But she had me taste. She got me off plan yesterday and got me to taste taste the
tiny teaspoon.
apple pie filling.
It was a tiny teaspoon. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Turn it over so you can see how thick it is. Well, yeah, it's so thick they don't move.
So yeah. But
though it was really good. It's a good recipe. Probably one of the best ones.
I'm pretty proud of myself, I must say.
This one's okay. Go around to Rumble. In case you guys didn't know, all our content, when I remember to set the Rumble up, our lives and everything, is over on Rumble. The posted stuff automatically goes over there, and I've got to manually set the lives up so you can see it over there. See them over there.
What did he say?
Which one? Well, no, Rickster, not really.
Looks like yours. So you said it looks like yours. I wonder if we have the same recipe. I don't know. I do 2 cups of brown sugar and 2.5 cups of white sugar, and then 3 tablespoons of lemon juice along with the other things. Is that what you do?
Okay, now this is not a smart ass question.
Uh-huh.
How many different ways are there to make proper?
Several.
Are there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people will only use white sugar. Some people only use brown sugar. Like when I always made it before, I would only use brown sugar, and I'm like, can we switch this up? And kind of see what everybody has. But yeah, no, it's all different. If you're not canning it, a lot of people will put lemon juice in it, and that was the reason why I tried the lemon juice. But I actually like the flavor the lemon juice gave it.
Good. Yes,
What?
it is. Same recipe.
Sweet.
Great minds think alike. KY Goatman says that the chat's dead over on Rumble.
That's weird.
See, and that's one of the reasons why Rumble doesn't have the presence, or people don't have the presence on Rumble like they do on YouTube, because they're still trying to. I mean, you got to figure Rumble's only 4 or 5 years old at the most, and it really didn't get big until Dan Bongino put a lot of money into it a couple years ago. But they'll get there. It's slowly getting better. What else did we do? Well, I did that live. Thank you, everybody from our subscriber base that went over to Wired Tight Live and watched the live I did last night with him. That was a very interesting conversation. Hey, Homestead Ridge, what's up, man?
Hi.
They're back. Oh, dun dun dun. But it was a very interesting conversation because he's a tactical guy, and his videos are about tactical stuff, and we talked about how tactical guys can build their skills up and make themselves more valuable to food producers and homesteaders, and how to combine, how to come together and create a community that way.
Yeah, it's pretty good conversation.
Yeah, I think it was. But the one thing I was telling Rescue this morning, the one thing I figured out last night during that live, every conversation comes back to building community. Seriously, if you want to discuss any aspect of homesteading or preparedness, the conversation always comes back around homesteading, and that's because it is so important. And it's so important that it's the very first pillar of modern homesteading, in my opinion. It's the very first thing you need to work on.
Well, and I'm excited because I think now we've got him where he's moving his couch and doing a vertical garden in his apartment. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
We try to tell people that all the time. They're like, I can't garden. I got nowhere to do it.
Yeah.
And so then even throughout, I think he's going to go ahead, because I suggested go ahead and talking to the complex manager or owner and see if they would let him do a community garden there. And a lot of times they will. So I think he was going to go ahead and ask that. So
Tamber, you're right. The snow videos were beautiful, but by 12 o'clock, the day after it stopped snowing the first time, the entire yard was nothing but a muddy mess.
We won't have mud for a couple weeks. This polar vortex or whatever they're calling it, it's got to pass through. Yeah. Nothing's going to melt while this stuff is here. So,
but the chickens got out back and pecked up and tore up the snow and turned that into a muddy mess. The goats and sheep, their paddock was a muddy mess. The dogs tore up the front yard. Those two, Dolly and Freya, and even Fancy when she's off, they love the snow and they love rolling around in it and chasing each other. If I could figure out how to get good video of them playing like that, I'd do it. But they play so fast and so hard, it's next to impossible to get good video of it. Yeah, it is pretty at first. Uh-oh. Mrs. Ghetto's here. Y'all be careful. She got that big blue wrench. She will take care of any problems. Okay.
She's pretty good at it too. She's so fast that sometimes she'll get ahead and I'm like, wait, but she's fast. And I like it because she's faster than me, and so it helps when
I just went out to the woodshed. Good thing it's not far away. The snow and ice pellets are coming down so bad I can't see 5 feet in front of me.
Oh yeah.
When you're walking with
Are they getting the storm that just came through?
Probably the front end of what we just had.
Ooh, you got a long 2 days.
Oh, and it's going to be worse up there where she is.
Yeah. and then you'll only have a day or two's rest of that, and then we have another system coming in.
Yep.
And then you'll have another day or two of rest, and then another system.
Oh, do we have a
in.
third one?
Yeah.
That was one of the things.
That's why I was like, we're never going to be able to get feed because it's snowing. So I need no snow in the truck,
Right.
and
Well, you
just need it for half a day.
You can have snow in the truck because you're putting the liner in there, but we don't want it coming down. We don't want the moisture.
Right. And you don't want 6 inches of snow in there, and then the grain can't even out. It'll blow out of the truck.
30 centimeters of snow. That's a lot of snow. Yeah. Oh, not the woodshed. You know, I was telling her that's going to be one of our projects this year.
What's that?
Is a covered woodshed. Some place where we can put the wood in it so it's not getting directly rained on and snowed on.
We have conversations that you say we have that I don't ever remember. When did you come in and tell me that?
After I got done moving the wood from the pile over there to the crib by the door.
What was I doing? Was I doing something?
It doesn't matter. You need to pay attention.
You need to make sure that
No. Okay. Our church does a community garden. Not sure the square foot of them, but they rent out plots for $25 every growing season. Helps the church community who doesn't have the land to grow on. Yes, I think every church should have a community garden, and every church should have a food bank for the people in the congregation. I think it should be every church should do that. Seriously. Checked out your vids. Just better scram power flickering from the storm. Got a foot of snow today. Oh,
wow.
And it's still coming.
Well, thanks for coming over.
Yes, thanks for coming over. Let's see here. Just came here to say F this weather. I had to put my truck in the ditch today to avoid being hit by a semi. So that's why, dude, you should have explained that on the short. I kind of figured you were sitting in a ditch.
We thought you were just being a ding dong and driving dangerously.
Yeah. So Sam, did the card deck come? Did it get to you?
Hopefully the semi truck stopped and you exchanged information because you had to go off because of the semi truck. Because I see that semi truck, that company would be responsible to pay for that damage.
So
you would think.
So Terminator and Muskoka are both Canucks up into Great White North.
Ah. Nice.
Yeah.
I had to think for a minute what a Canuck was. I'm like, huh.
Eh?
Something
Let's see. Should be, agreed. Should be mandatory. Herster wants to know if your truck's okay.
Oh, you went in a ditch.
Yeah, big enough truck.
Down south, I mean,
yeah.
Kind of depends. Depends on where he was at. Those are some windy roads down there.
Look at Chuck. Sam runs off the road, and the first thing Chuck does is try to find out if he's hurt so he can sell him medical stuff. How screwed up is that?
I don't think that's what he was doing. I think he was genuinely asking if he was okay. And I would say he's a hell of a lot better than if he would have got hit by a Mack truck. So
this is true.
Yes.
This is true. No damage, and he's fine.
Good.
Well, I don't know about fine. No worse off than you were before, right? HG says, use those kitchens in the church to teach younger generation how to cook healthy and save money. And
we used to do that.
Well, but I remember the church ladies that did not like people going into their kitchen and always threw a fit.
Yes, but we put our foot down, and I took care of that problem, so I didn't have to pay attention to that.
Sam's already a customer.
So so I don't tolerate that, but we're trying to figure out. But nothing ever came of the Boys and Girls Club. It was suggested that I teach canning and all of that over there. Hey, Ghost. And nothing ever came of it. They didn't want to do it, I guess.
they were talking about it again at Harvesters. I mentioned something they were talking about. So you're on Indian time.
Oh, great. So it could be years. And then, so yeah, and that was interesting
Homestead
too,
twins.
because they had a lot of leftover food and all of that stuff from Harvesters. And that's where those apples came from. I needed to figure out something to do with them and quick. And that's what I did, apple pie filling. So
I slid off the road when I got back on. I didn't have traction to get up to speed, and the semi probably didn't have enough time to slow down. That's when I put it back in the ditch and got stuck.
oh.
Well,
Yeah.
good thinking.
Yeah.
Good thinking. Oh. Let's see here. Joseph G. I've been driving on terrible road conditions since 5:30 a.m. Finally settled down for the night. Wrecks everywhere in Iowa.
Bet.
I believe
I
it.
bet.
Yeah.
Here too. So yeah, no matter what, then they shut everything down. I mean, government, courthouses, all of it was shut down, and people were still out and about. So I don't understand. Of course, I went and got milk, so who am I to talk?
Exactly. A week ago, we didn't have any snow on the ground, and now we're finally part of the winter weather. School should be canceled for the kids tomorrow. Hey, school was canceled for this kid the past 2 days.
Yeah, and then you get another day off tomorrow. And then the snow's going to come in again. You
I'm
may
not-
not be working Friday.
I'm not gonna lie. This morning when I woke up, and because last night we were going back and forth, I finally got official confirmation that we were not working today, and I gotta admit, for about 10-15 minutes, I felt like a little kid. Remember how you used to get giddy? You get up early in the morning, sit in your pajamas, watching the TV or listening to the radio, trying to figure out if you. Well, you didn't know because you're in Southern California, but the people in the Midwest,
We had year-round schools.
it was
So
a tradition.
yeah, some of the schools we had year-round, and so the year-round school worked out well.
Light Raider, how's it going? How's it going? Skane says her sister-in-law and nephew's flights were canceled this morning. Can't get out until Thursday.
They're saying a lot of people's flights. That's a big problem. A lot of people in Topeka are without electricity right now, and
Yeah, the map. What, about a third of the city?
it looks like a lot of people, and so they don't know when it's going to get back on. And you know, if you live in the city, you know, a lot of those people, they don't have fireplaces and wood burning stoves and that kind of stuff. So they got plenty of blankets.
Remember when we lived in that little tiny house in Grandview? We had a gas stove, and we had an ice storm that damaged like 75% of the trees in the Kansas City area. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, we were without electricity for what, 4 days?
4 days, but we had this gas stove, and we would fire the oven up and turn all the burners on, and
Heat up the house.
it would heat up. The house was small enough that it would heat the house up.
Yeah.
That's Manny. That poor dog. This cold weather is killing him. And then it doesn't help that they ate the doggy CBD oil. Are you coming up? You feel like you need to be up here? Were you invited? Hey, were you invited up? You weren't invited up. Get out.
So anyway,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and that was one of the things too that you always think about, and it's just you hope that they were prepared and they could get through. He put something up on the community page, and it was like knuckle bread, and everybody is flocking. It's like nobody keeps milk and bread in their house, and so they have to rush to the store before the storm to clear the shelves.
I'm telling you, I don't know.
It's true.
Okay, is it just
lie. It's true.
Is it just a Midwest thing, or does it happen all over where it snows? The people, as soon as they figure out that it's going to snow, they instantly feel the need to get the makings for milk sandwiches.
It's very weird. Very strange and weird.
Yeah.
And so, like me, I'm like, okay, I can't leave for 2 days. I gotta go get my Diet Coke. Yes, everybody has a vice. Leave me alone. So, gotta make sure I got Diet Coke.
Just one.
And, I have a few vices. So, and gotta make sure that I got my beer on hand. Gotta make sure what I get. Ruffles for dip. And then I picked up a couple other things. But I can't even remember. But yes, your lemonade. But man, it was only what, 4 things. It was $50, and I was like, "Holy hell! I don't know how people can afford to buy anything right now.
Best
It
economy,
is so bad.
Best economy ever. And we
And
were
it's
told,
like, but crap is cheap. So you can get it if you want Coke soda, then you could get a 2-liter bottle for $2. Yes, they used to be 99 cents. I get it, but $2 most people can afford $2. But then when you want candy and all that crap, that's all cheap. But when you want good food, healthy food, it's so expensive.
oh, anything goes. Yeah, I saw the delivery thing for your
Nice.
cars. I'm glad you got them. Send us, go make a post on that live and let everybody know what you think about
The deck.
the deck, if you would, please.
They're a lot of fun just to go through and
Yeah.
read.
Well, and I was going through them today. I spent about 30-40 minutes just going through the deck and just reading the scenario stuff, and they really did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
As compared to Conflicted, it's a much better presentation.
The only thing about them, like after going through them and all of that, and then conversations and things and seeing things that are going on now, and he got a little irritated with me, and when I was talking to Patty and Darren, but I mean, in all earnest, I was serious, and it wasn't trying to be mean or anything like that. Somebody in the community met a couple that had 2 sons in their 20s, and they came up from work, and then it was said they were from the deep south, and so I was like, huh. And they were looking for a job. They didn't get that work, and they were looking for a job, and they wanted $20 an hour if anybody had any jobs on their farms. And I was like, oh, he must know them. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, wait, okay, how did you meet these people, and then you're recommending them, and then do they speak English? Because he said deep south. Well, he had just met them, but he met them through another community member, and then no, they don't speak English. So
that's real deep south.
That's very deep south. And then the more I started thinking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh. So what a clever situation. So we've got all this stuff. There's literally 327,000 illegals coming in, and we from all different countries, and they dropping their documents at the border so that they can come over and stay. And so when they drop their documents down there and then they come over, they don't have their documents, so they can't get a job. And so then I'm like, and I started thinking about the scenario. I'm like, what a clever situation. If you were a terrorist or you were trying to, identify or think of some stuff, and I'm not saying that they were, I don't know, but what a clever deal. Enter into a community, and then you go and work. You got your 20-something sons, and you guys are willing to work, and then you're going to one homestead's farm and working, and then you're getting recommended you go to another farmer's homestead and you're working, and because at first I was like, she can come clean my house. I would totally pay her to come clean my house. But then I was like, well, she doesn't speak English, so I don't know how I'm going to communicate with her. And then, which I would need to be able to communicate with her because of the things that we have in our house. And so that got me thinking, how clever. You could see literally everybody's crap on all of their homesteads. Yeah. That is very, very clever. So at first I thought, this is a test. Surely of all people, because this is a scenario he would bring to me. And so, but no, he was dead serious. So I'm like, So I don't know. Weird. But anyway, I can't communicate with him, so I can't get her to clean my house.
Venison pastrami. Okay, the reason why I showed Sam's conversation and Chuck's conversation about the jerky, if you come to Midwest Preparedness Festival and probably Self-Reliance Festival, Sam makes some very good jerky, and it is well worth the price. So if you come, check it out, and can't go wrong. You won't go wrong, seriously. And then Rister says he made pastrami, venison pastrami. Oh God, that sounds good. Sounds good. Art and Angel popped in. They got their deck. Plan on discussing with the woke children. Yeah, let us know how that goes, please. In fact, if you can film it. No, you know what though? In all honesty, I don't care what your political persuasion is. If you can't go through that deck without getting upset because of something political, then there's something wrong with you.
I mean, be surprised as you go through that deck because some of the stuff has already happened.
Yeah.
And so then.
Oh yeah, that will wake them up.
When we
in a real way.
Yeah, when we were first going through it, I'm like, well, we know the answer to this card because we've been through it.
Yeah.
We know the answer to this card, been through it, and it was like, well, how are we gonna play this game? We know all the answers.
The only thing I get in the store is toilet paper, milk, and then my feed once a month. Other than that, I have everything here that I raised or grew. God, I can't wait to get back to headed down that road. Seriously, that was one of the conversations that came up last night because he asked me how much food do we produce, and so we can provide 100% of our protein, no problem, between us and the rest of the community. And when we were in Pleasant Hill, we got during the spring, summer, and early fall, we got probably.
Oh my gosh, I would have vegetables and squash coming out of my ears.
Probably about 25% of the vegetables that we needed.
I grew everything that I needed.
Corn was about the only thing that we
had a hard time.
I got corn to grow 1 year.
And I got the corn. Where did we get our corn? We got our corn from another farmer, and man, she would give me great big huge bales. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would get great big huge bags for $2.
Yeah.
And so that's how we got our corn when we needed corn.
Rick Sir ordered his deck last Tuesday and received it on Thursday.
Good deal.
I like that it's made in Salt Lake City. Yeah. And you know what? JD runs the shipping and all that, and he's doing a bang up job. Seriously, it's a company. They're like-minded. Definitely like-minded. Obviously, but and we need to support companies like that. Yeah. I want to start a jerky subscription to help me pay off his house, but if I figure you're probably already making your own.
Yeah, we are making our own. Yeah. So, but I still like your jerky, and I'll still support you.
Pastrami Rubens.
I just won't subscribe.
Yeah. No subscription service.
But I can supply you with lamb, and you get to try some lamb jerky. How about that?
Sam, I feel like a complete moron on this question. I didn't ask his name. I just called him Wired Tight. And at this point, I really don't want to ask him because I don't want to look like a bigger moron than I am right now for not asking his name. Oh my gosh, I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, I don't even know that guy's name. You gotta admit, if you watch the live show, he is rocking the best mustache, man. His mustache is epic.
He looks familiar for some reason, and I don't know why. I'm not sure why. But
well, you know how them young kids look. They all look the same.
No, I'm thinking from like a one of the cop shows.
Oh.
The videos, a YouTube channel.
Oh, Donut. He's rocking.
Yeah, he looks like Donut.
He's rocking the donut operator mustache.
That is who he reminds me of.
Yeah. Hey, you put that 70s cop mustache on anybody and cut their hair short, and everybody looks alike. Seriously.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, he's a really nice guy, and I think he's on the right direction. He's on the right path. So we'll see how it goes.
Skane, sometimes you say things that are just completely offensive. No mustache in the entire history of the world
is greater than Tom Selleck's.
As epic as Tom Selleck's Magnum PI mustache.
Well,
none whatsoever.
His mustache now is pretty damn great too.
Is it?
Like, keep that man. Oh gosh, I love that man. Him and Robert De Niro. I don't know what the hell it is about.
I thought you liked Gerald McCraney.
Well, Gerald McCraney, but now Gerald McCraney, he's getting
De Niro's
real
a raging leftist.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I would take Tom Selleck.
Sam, he is neither. He has not served in the military. He's an Army brat though, so he knows about the Army life a little bit, or he was an Army brat, I should say. But yeah,
he's looking to move forward, and he's learning how to figure out the homestead, how to get started, and that kind of thing.
And he just really enjoys the tactical stuff.
And it was very interesting too because I saw somebody comment on his video. Well, I think you made a comment, and then he made a comment, then you made a comment back, or somebody else made a comment, and then another person wanted clarification on not getting ahead or something, not being able to get ahead or something like that. I can't remember. There's some comment that he made, and so he clarified that and what that was, and the other guy said, "Don't worry about it." He said, "I've been in that position." Is that it?
Arden says we're spending the rainy, snowy week inventorying our food and preps to find our gaps.
Mm-hmm.
We're good for the two of us, but not the 4 kids, son-in-laws, and grandkids.
Yeah.
Lord knows why they are not prepared.
Yeah. You know what we did? We started like at Christmas times, what we would do, and it was when they first started their families and then moving out of the house and all of that. We 5-gallon buckets, and I would just put a ton of stuff in there, and that was a Christmas gift. So each family got that for Christmas, just to try to push them to keep going, keep going. I'm sure our daughter and son-in-law have probably opened up that bucket and used everything out of it because they're hikers, and so so I don't think they're stacked anymore because she always tells me we don't have room, and so I don't think they're doing it. But I just try to make sure that I have enough here to if they make it here, then I can feed everybody and get all that done. So, and then the kids have the nerve, like I do all of this for them, and then they have the nerve to get on to us. And my son will come in and he'll want to cook, and he's like, "Oh my god," and complaining when he goes through cabinets, and then he can't find anything. Like, you need to go to the back pantry. Go to the back pantry. It's in this freezer or this shelf or whatever. And he's like, "Nobody needs this much." And I'm like, well,
But he called us hoarders at one point.
yeah, called us hoarders at one point.
Of course,
But now he's really funny because now like prices have gone up. He's a police officer. She's an HR. They have 2 children. So now they call us and say, "Hey, when's the next cow coming?"
Yeah.
Hey, we need what he wanted this last time, a lamb.
We took him a bunch of lamb.
And then now he called and he's like, "Hey, what's it gonna cost to process a lamb?" And so he's waking up a little bit.
Well,
that, or he's taking advantage of mom and dad.
And I think he's taking advantage of mom and dad. I think he's waking up a little bit too.
Yeah.
If you happen on this, Ian, we love you.
We love you, bud.
We saw that this summer, that there were a lot, the amount of new homesteaders and new preppers at these festivals was way higher than the previous 2 years that we've been going to these things.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great. So so hopefully, the buckets at Christmas,
buckets for Christmas,
and then that way, it's just there, and then doing that. So hopefully that wakes them up a little bit. But we started doing that with.
And do it as a. Don't do it as a long-term. Don't do the first bucket as a long-term storage.
We did it as the very first one I did.
Emergency.
It was the emergency 72 hour, and so that's what I did to just get them started.
Yeah, no one needs this much as he's wanting to eat out of your cupboards.
Do it.
No one needs this much as he's wanting to eat out of your cupboards.
Yeah.
The irony of it all. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what though? I eventually they're going to come around. The kids will come around.
And they do ask for certain things, like when I can my coleslaw and that kind of thing. He'll go. He's like, "Mom, did you do slaw yet?" And like, "No, I haven't done slaw yet." He's like, "What are you gonna do slaw?" And I said, "When we get cabbage and carrots in the garden." And so he's waiting on slaw. So
all right.
Cabbage. The bugs got all my cabbage this year.
You got to get up early and go check your traps. Man, I remember doing that as a kid.
Yeah, you guys, KY Goatman, go over and check out his channel. This kid is a trooper. 15 years old, and is showing his sister helping grandpa on the farm, and they go out and do a lot. It's pretty neat. I'm excited to see how many young kids are getting into this. And so, like RNL Homestead. So he is
Ty.
Yeah, Ty. We were laughing. He's envious because now Ty has more subs than we do.
And he's homesteading more than we are.
Yeah. And
so we we met Ty from R&L Homestead 2 years ago, and we interviewed him. In fact, I think we were probably the very first people that Billy interviewed him first, and then we interviewed him and did an interview with him. And in fact, you can see it; it's someplace on our channel. But the kid is just phenomenal, and he's just knocking it out of the park. Now he's got his little sister in on the gig too.
Yeah, so he would be like 14, 15 right now. And so, but yeah, no, so yeah, he's rocking it out. And it was really good that he was doing that. It was him doing most of it, and then mom would help him, get some of the stuff done. But was it this year? Dad lost his job, and so it was like, let's step it up and get things done. Yep. So they're doing great.
Rabbit been going through buckets, making sure the mylar is still sealed, and weighing them so I can get a good collar count. 1,800 pounds of rice and oh man, that's a lot of rice and beans, man.
It's a lot of rice and beans.
A lot of rice. Not that that's a bad thing. I happen to like a good rice and beans. I can live off that. I was gonna say, like,
how much wheat do we have back there?
Do what?
How much wheat do we have back there?
No, we cycle through that pretty fast.
The wheat? Yeah. The wheat seeds? No.
Oh, the flour. We cycle through the flour pretty fast.
Yeah, no, the wheat seeds. I try to make sure because I have a mill. And so I make sure I have those because those will last longer. I can do the 30 years on those, 20 to 30 years somewhere in there. So
and if you want a good source for bulk wheat, like 50-pound bags, find the nearest Mennonite or Dutch pantry.
But shop around though.
Yeah, shop around.
Because prices went up, so you need someone. You really want the ones that are growing their own seed and bringing the seed that came from Europe. And so if you can find those, they can keep their prices down a lot more than just a general store like that, off the side of the road. Like there's one pantry up in Nebraska that I went to, not too far from us, about 40 minutes or so. And I drove up there. And some of his prices were good, but some of his prices were outrageous. I still much miss the Dutch pantry in Tipton. Yeah, that one was really good. And Dave was good to me. I could order 2,000 pounds at a time, and Dave would have everything stocked on a pallet, wrapped in plastic, and then I go in and pay for everything, and he would use the forklift and load it onto the truck. Yeah, it was amazing. Rabbit, you're close enough. You're close enough to Tipton. If you probably already know about it. You're probably already up there getting stuff, but. Yeah, they got a great store, and I used to stop by anytime I had to drive up to Jeff City for my job. I would stop by and just pick something up. Yeah. Was it just south of Sedalia, right? It's like you're going into Sedalia, but where you're going out of Sedalia. Look at KY, man. He's building a social media empire. He's got a Discord server through local prepper server. Look at you. Look at you go, man. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, he's talking about his mill. He gets his wheat berries from the Amish store there. $29 for 50. Oh, that's a good price. See? That is an excellent price. Yeah, and he said he got it there. He gets it there. He's going to. No, that I can tell you right now that's not Tipton because Tipton went up to $35 before we left. Oh, remember? No. That was after we got here, and that was the one up in Nebraska, and now they're at $55 a bag. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But we've got somebody else that we know that has an inn with another mill with an Amish family, and so we get their red berry seeds that they brought over in the 1800s. Local prepper got kicked off at ScrewTube for a week today. He got a strike because he played a TED Talk. Oh no! It is the Dutch country store. Yeah. Yep, that's where we used to go. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Take the big old 2500 up there and have them just take that pallet and just forklift it right into the back of that truck. Then we'd have a great big bagging and bucketing party. Bucket party. Yep. And those are always fun. That's why you get your community together and everybody brings their buckets, and then so like I had a connection with buckets, so I would always bring buckets and lids, and then a crew would wash all the buckets and get them dried out, and then we had the mylar and pour people, to pour everything in, and then we had V would always use a vacuum, and so she puts the vacuum in there and sucks everything out, and then we, sealed up and threw in what needed O2, what didn't need O2, that kind of thing. And so those were always fun. And it was a kick too to see what everybody was putting away, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, I didn't think about that." Like some people didn't think about coffee. Some people didn't think about tea bags. Some people didn't think about popcorn. Some people did, that kind of thing. So as I'm hauling all this crap into the house, well, the guys did it for me, unloaded everything. And as I was getting all that in there, they were like, "Oh, see." So that helps when you get everybody together that's on the same page, but has different households, to see what's important to them to store back. Like I could eat popcorn all day, so I don't have to have any other food. Just give me popcorn.
Rabbit, unless we win the lotto, we will probably never go to Tipton again to get anything, because and we're close enough to the one up in Nebraska that even though it's a little bit more expensive, it's more economical to go up there and get it.
Well, actually, we might be down and around that way if we can ever figure out where that other wasn't. What's that 1-day festival that they were doing? Were you talking about?
That's outside of Warrensburg.
Yeah, but we didn't know which way, right?
I got to look it up. Anything goes. Yeah. So every January, it seems like YouTube does these purges, and they just look to find people to kick off of YouTube. And Christy got the axe. So, and little secret here. I am in negotiation with somebody to be on a panel, and he happens to know Risky pretty well, and he said he would talk to him, and we may be able to get him and another big person in the prepper community. Well, relatively big, bigger than us in the community, to be on a panel. These three guys together, and if these three guys are on the panel,
we'll probably get a strike. We'll get a check mark. We're small enough that we'll just get a warning.
Data and Spags will have and Will have a run for their money for the best panel. Seriously, if these three guys are on together, I'm telling you. Yeah. But
fun part is that we got permission, guys. If you haven't got your WROL decks, or if you decide you want to get more for other people and that kind of thing, we got permission to give away 2 or 3 decks every show. So of those lives. So so pretty cool.
Yeah, Rabbit, this show, it sounds like it may be in Centerview, or what is it, Montrose?
We're not really sure. We don't know. We just know that it's somewhere around Warrensburg.
Near Warrensburg.
Like the girls said, we're just outside of Warrensburg.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a one day festival from 9 to 5 on a Saturday. Saturday, right?
I think so.
So, and it's the very first one they're putting together. So if you're in West Central Missouri, or you're passing through.
Do you remember what it's called?
Something like the Mid-Missouri Homesteading Expo or something like that. But one of these things where stop by and help support them. Let's see here. What do we got? HG's looking for a 30-gallon metal drum with lids for a biochar retort. Hard to find, too expensive. New from Uline. Yeah.
Yeah, you should come out here. Come out here. We got them everywhere.
HG, I saw a video where the guys took a 55-gallon drum with a lid and a ring on it, and they put a pipe on it. They made a chimney stack on the back end of the barrel. Words are hard right now. But they put a chimney stack on the end of the barrel, and they took leaf springs from a vehicle and put them underneath it, so it raised it up, and then they used cinder blocks to get it up off the ground higher, and then they chucked it full of the cut wood, and they just burned the wood underneath it, and they ended up. It took them 5 hours to make a 55-gallon drum of really good charcoal, and it was burning the gas off because the guy took it, and as the gas was coming out, he lit the stack on fire so that it would burn the gas as it came out. So you might, if you're having a hard time finding 30-gallon ones, you might want to look for that design. In fact, if I can find it, I'll put it on the community page. But it might be a good alternative. Let's see here. It's getting to be too many libtards in Texas for me. Well, only if you get away from the big city, or you stay near the big cities. Go away from the big cities, and it's okay. Anything goes sounds awesome. Playing with Risky would be amazing stream. Risky's a good guy. We got to meet him at Self-Reliance last time. He's a very interesting individual. I really enjoyed talking with him.
Speaking of Self-Reliance, did we ever hear back from Nicole on what she's wanting?
No. Camber's born and raised a Texan. I know it's kind of like a birthmark. You can't get rid of it.
Yeah, now you guys, I heard the governor is getting sued by Biden. See how that goes.
So we do have the Amish buggy rabbit. We had somebody contact us that lives in Topeka, and he does snow removal. So he called us the day before the storm hit, and we were like, we completely understand if you don't get back with us in a couple of days.
But he also said if we sell it before,
yeah,
no problem. So he said don't hang on to it, but he just wants to come out, look at it, and then get measurements.
Yeah.
So why are you interested?
Well, he's worried about his trailer. The guy from Topeka.
No, is he interested? That way he said, let me know.
Yeah.
So
I would
are you
assume
interested?
So. You think so? In Houston, we punched Sheila Jackson into the ship channel. She thought she was going to be mayor. Boy, that is a crazy broad. I'm serious. That lady is, man. Yeah. Kind of shakes your faith in mankind that somebody like that would be elected to higher office. I'm not going to lie. Let's see here. May have to try that. I want to use all these twigs instead of for biochar. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. He knows. Oh, he knows a lot of Amish. Okay. Yeah, we still got it.
Yeah, but this is an older buggy, so they probably already have like bigger, better, nicer buggies.
Timber's proud to be a redneck. Proud to be a redneck from Texas, don't you know? Isn't that a Lee Greenwood song? Okay, this is going to sound unpatriotic. Seriously, it's going to sound so unpatriotic. I hate that song. That proud to be an American, I hate that song. Whenever the Gulf War Resort, you could not go into a bar near a military base without that song being played at least once a night and having an entire building full of drunk military people screaming it at the top of their lungs. So I got so sick of hearing it.
Yeah, we're cooking again, but not sure about speaking. So
yeah, we gotta get back. I'm gonna talk something over with Tag tomorrow and get back to Nicole. So we
Yeah, I told her that we needed to talk to Tag to see what that looked like.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If we don't talk, I am not gonna be bent out of shape. Seriously, it will not bother me one bit if we don't talk. That seriously, it just takes some of the pressure off of having to do one more thing at the festival. Seriously.
Night, KY.
Night, KY. He said he was going to bed like 15 minutes ago.
I know. He'll pop on another 15 and see what's
He'll
going
be back on.
He's 15, good boy. But yeah, so yeah, but not to say that we don't enjoy speaking, we do. And so basically now it's getting in that direction. The direction Tag is trying to drive us, what he suggested that we do. He thinks we need to tell our story more on how we got here, what we did, what we decided to do, and that kind of thing, because we have a very long story. But there's a reason why we ended up in Kansas, and so um, he thinks we need to tell that story. So, and we probably do, just to give encouragement, because now I'm starting to see a lot more people that say, I made decisions, I was homeless for a year, bought some land now I'm living in a tent, and it's hard, but we're making it work, we're getting it done. Then I see other people that are like, man, we left it. There's a lot of people that did it and they just don't know what that next step is because they're paralyzed by fear. And so it probably is important that we tell it.
Yeah.
And you don't always get the perspective from the wife, because it wasn't like I was just some damsel wife that was sitting next to him, going, being submissive and saying, "I'll just do whatever the hell you want." And that's not how it went down. And so we should probably talk about that.
That's so one part of that story is the aftermath and everything that comes after making that decision. And I've been pretty open and honest about the mental struggles I've had over the past 2 years. Just dealing with it all, and like I said, it came to a head in July, and it took me quite a bit to get past that part of it. And I think a lot of people are finding out that that's the case too. I know some people in our community have run into some hardships that were completely unexpected, and it screws with your head, And we had we had a community here, but it wasn't nearly as big as what it is now. The amount of support.
No, we really had somebody that would help, somebody that we had just met, and then somebody who we knew, who was also starting from scratch, ground up.
Well, but we had people.
Yeah, but we didn't have what we had.
Yeah. But the people coming in the community now, oh my gosh, the amount of support that people have is awesome. Yeah. And I'm glad. That's one of the things Tag asked me about, on the New Year's thing, about the biggest accomplishment is the fact that we're here to help these people when we can, that we're able to show up and give them a hand. Especially, there's a lot of times when I'm just like, I want to do stuff here, or I just don't feel like doing anything. But you put your pants on, you put your boots on, and you go help them. Oh, let's see here.
Plus, we give each other a really hard time, and so it's nice when we do that. The work is very light when that happens.
A hard time. They are brutal. They are brutal on each other. Seriously, do not. If you come,
they'll even talk about you before you get there.
Do not. If you come to Northeast Kansas, do not show any weakness and do not show any quirks.
Whatever you do not be late.
Yeah,
don't be late for anything.
Don't sleep until noon.
I wasn't asleep till noon. I got there at 11:30.
According to Tag, you slept till noon.
I had other things to do too.
But no, we have a good time. It is. It's really.
Indiana Mike say it's calling me the night shift now.
Night shift. Yeah.
Night shift finally arrives.
Yep.
So yeah, but it makes it fun, and the time goes by fast.
The only thing that irritates me now is these guys. We've got people that are retired, or people that run their own businesses and can make their own hours and stuff. So there's a lot of work that's going on during the week that I can't partake in.
But I don't think anybody holds that against.
No, they don't. It's me. It bothers me that I can't partake in that stuff.
I don't know.
Okay, they're talking about horses.
Oh, Tamara said she trained a horse to pull a buggy. She'd love to have a buggy, but she's not offering to buy ours and come up and get it. And then somebody else said something, put Apaches on the border, they'll take care of the Mexicans. And then somebody else said some other stuff, but yeah. So we'll see. But you guys, the people coming over the border, I guarantee you, they're not all Mexican. I guarantee you, there's Chinese men, there are Asians, they're coming from everywhere. Russians. I heard the numbers. In fact, they put together a new association. Tom Holman along with another gentleman, a friend of his, and they put together a new program, and it's Border 911. And so we'll look it up and see the details and all that. They actually told the real numbers of who and what came in. It's very, very scary. So basically, it said they absolutely know and are aware of how many of the
something like
what they call them,
23 different nationalities represented in the people that they've caught.
and the sleeper cells. There's a ton of sleeper cells here, so they're aware of the sleeper cells.
Something like they estimate 30,000 sleeper agents have made it across the border.
No, I think more than that, wasn't it? Did you go back and watch it?
It was only like 30 something.
I thought it was more. So
30,000 is a lot though.
Yeah, I thought it was more. And so
140 countries.
But yeah, they're really super, super concerned about what's happening and what's going on. So yeah, it's not, don't be just mad at, if you, let me put it this way, if you're going to be mad at Mexico, then be mad at Mexico over the cartel and their president and what their president is allowing to happen. But also be mad at our president because he's an absolute, he cannot communicate. And so he has not come up with any resolution, and Mexico doesn't care. But it's also said
it's got nothing to do with him not wanting to communicate. They don't want.
He doesn't care, and he wants them on here. And the cartel, I guess what they were saying, what Holman was saying, is that the $172 million the cartel is making in smuggling people over here every week. Every week. What did she say?
She said if she didn't have animals, she'd travel around and learn from everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, so, you know what? Give me another.
Silver Lining comes up and helps out. She'll stay with Bean Tag, and then she helps out there.
She comes up.
And then she'll come help me.
Give me another couple of years, and we'll have a place come up so people can come visit and partake in the joy of homesteading.
Yeah.
In the blistering heat of northeast Kansas or the freezing cold.
Ugh. Or the mud.
So Rabbit says if you have a grain mill, make sure you get stainless steel burrs, which we do not have stainless steel burrs. That's a good. But we don't do anything with this really high oil either, do we?
I could. If I had those, I could.
Yeah. So there's something to think about. And also, we do have an extra set of stone burrs, but we don't have stainless steel burrs. And I thought about that, but I don't see us. We don't have anything stacked like that.
But so if we were going to do, for example, what's an easy oil crop here? Sunflowers.
Yeah, make sunflower butter.
Oil, wine, there's all kinds of stuff you can do, medicine, all kinds of stuff. So, not a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, look, figure out how much it is.
Other stuff to buy right now too, though. So,
yeah,
I gotta work on a $100 software set.
Oh yeah, the dictation software for
lazy people.
Lazy people, yeah. Dragon Naturally Speak is what we're looking at getting.
For those people who do not type fast. That's part of the problem. Because then, basically what they said is with this software, Hack's son, he said, I could literally be at the stove cooking, talking about what I'm doing and all of that, and it just writes it all for me. And then you can go back and edit later.
And surprisingly, the price for the non-professional version was actually pretty reasonable. Because I've worked with Dragon for close to 20 years now, but it's always been either the legal version or the medical version. And the high-end medical version for Dragon is used to be like $5,000, prohibitively expensive.
Great. That's not happening. I could buy a freeze dryer for that.
Okay, well we've been talking for about an hour and 20 minutes. I got one story I want to share with you guys tonight. Because I think it's important, and it reiterates something that we may be facing. So there was another farm in Lancaster County that got raided for selling illegal milk and dairy products, and the
after illness.
The ag department
department?
said that somebody got the milk and got, it's called, let me find it. It's called STEC, Shiga toxin producing E. coli. And then there's
So they're trying to say that the milk wasn't filtered.
yeah, and then there was another. There was a part of that article where they were saying somebody out in Utah got sick off of raw milk. I think that's going to be how they go after because they've been going after these milk producers just because they're selling raw milk, you know, and it might be dangerous. So now the narrative is kind of changing. They're finding people that get sick, you know. So
it's interesting.
that's something.
Total setup.
Yeah, that's and you know, how do you prove it otherwise?
How do you prevent it? I think that's the question. How do you prevent it? And so my suggestion on how you prevent it is that you build a community. It's time that everybody comes together and you only sell your milk and your cheese products and all of that to your community members, or swap it out and that kind of thing. So in fact, I just did a recent swap, ironically, for a raw milk. She had some extra, and so I went ahead and freeze dried it for her so she could put it back. And so, because there's no need in the milk going bad, let's freeze dry it and get it done. And if you get your crack out of it, then why not? So,
Richard says it was Colorado. You heard it was Colorado. It was someplace out in the Rocky Mountain states. That's the one thing I remember. You know what, Tamara? We love you guys from Texas too. Everybody comes up from Texas. Always have a good time with them up at Midwest Preparedness Festival. And I'm still, you know, finances are kind of tight, and traveling is not at the top of my list this year like it was last year.
the finances are tight. It should be, so we could make some money.
But I still want to do a hog hunt down in Texas. I still want to go down there and take a group of guys from here and meet up with people down in Texas and do a hog hunt and be able to bring some wild boar home. I just think that would be a blast to do a hunting
That
expedition.
wild boar was so good.
Yeah. Thousands of years of drinking raw milk, and now a few weak peeps getting sick from it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, well, and quite frankly, it's the dairy industry that's behind it.
So they're trying to move into these small towns too. So that was one of the things I was happy to hear. The milk industry that was trying to come into our city. I'm really glad that the infrastructure is not here for them because of the amount of electricity and water that they needed. The town cannot supply that for them. So I'm really glad that they did not come in because there's a lot of us that sell milk around here. Yeah. And so, yeah, don't want that.
Says Eagle Lover says they're a bunch of good old boys. Well, I'm not assuming your gender, Eagle Lovers. Yeah. If that's the way you want to identify, that's
they're good old boys. I think they're trying to get just a little rumor. I heard
good old gals.
They're trying to get Texas boys up to KSL. So see how that goes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, there's going to be possibly some really big names up there, some big speakers. I like
Texas.
I mean, Chuck is working on kidnapping one and bringing him. Chuck's still in here or not. But.
All right, we're going on an hour and a half. Just that story was just, I wanted to bring it to your attention because we're going to start seeing more and more of this, not just on raw milk, but other things. They've already done it with the animal antibiotics. They are making moves at the federal level to make it impossible for people to become modernly self-sufficient.
Speaking of animal medicine.
Animal medicine. Okay.
Have you seen the price on ivermectin? You're gonna pick up bag feed tomorrow, not loose, right? Not bulk. Look over where the medicine is, not in the cooler, but it's going to be on the back shelf towards the back, the sheep drench.
Do they have it in stock?
They have it in stock. The bottle has shrunk. It's like this big. I don't even think it's a quart. I honestly, I do not think it's quart, and it's $100. And if you go to the bigger one, it's $165.
What?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
So now only the people that have the money can get natural medicine. Oh, and then did you hear the big fight? So now pharmaceutical companies everywhere are all pissed off at the FDA because the FDA is approving for Canadian drugs to come down. So Florida just got it. I think Kansas already does it, and so there's many other states that have applied that are trying to get it back. And it's because Canadian drugs are cheaper, and so we don't have to pay those pharmaceutical companies because we're getting crap from China. And so now their panties are all in a wad, and they're all upset over that. But so keep an eye on that one, and keep your eye on the natural medicine that you see out there. I think there's going to be some things coming.
That whole sheep drench just irritates me because we've been using sheep drench as a dewormer for years, and used to be able to get, what was it, a quart and a half?
No, I would get almost a gallon. I think maybe a half gallon.
But
they were pretty big. I don't know where my bottles
are.
Are.
It's not a half gallon. It's down there. It's
not.
Not
Well,
half
that's
gallon.
Smaller than the original ones.
Oh, the original one.
Remember, the original ones were $35, and they were like a half gallon.
Yeah, we used to get it for 35 gallons a pop. Now
$35.
Or $35 a pop, and then after COVID, it went up to $98.
80. It was
almost
like
100%.
Jumped to 85, and then I think it went to 98, something like that.
And now they've almost doubled that price.
Doubled the price and shrunk the product.
Luckily, we have other sources for ivermectin. Oh my goodness!
Part of building your community.
Yeah. And then they're attacking that. I was reading an article, some French study. Ivermectin may. It doesn't. They didn't say it did. It said it may cause heart problems.
What?
Yeah, it may cause heart problems. They said they studied like 5,000 people and said it may cause.
Which is very interesting because what causes heart problems? Oh my God, I'm gonna snort. This is what frustrates me the most. What causes heart problems are the damn worms and the icky and all of the stuff that is inside you. All of that. That's what causes heart problems. And so if you take the sheep drench, it gets rid of all of that. So how does that make sense?
So, Terminator, if pumpkin is a good dewormer for chickens, wouldn't it work for other animals?
Yes.
If you eat enough raw pumpkin yourself, it will clean you out. It will clean you out in a good way.
Yeah, there's really great, like give you pumpkin soups and all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do. Yeah.
Received free injection Narcan from mixdistro.org. Unfortunately, it's not available in every state.
You sent me the link to that. I still haven't gone and done it because this might sound bad, but I told Garen, here's the deal. If somebody is overdosing and all of that crap and they're destroying their life and they're doing all of that, why do I need to carry the Narcan? Why do I need to care? Because those are not people I want on my property. They're going to cause chaos.
Your son through his job, if you remember correctly,
he has to have it.
He got exposed. Well, and there's no saying that you may not get exposed to it too. There may be you may run into a mobile meth lab at Walmart.
Oh, I guess I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you could be exposed to that very easily.
Okay, well, I'll check into it. What would you do? Just carry it in your purse? Yeah. I guess you don't have a purse. What would you carry? Just leave it in the car?
Put it in the vehicle.
Interesting.
I wouldn't keep it in there in summertime, or the wintertime, but most of the time.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay, so in that instance, I would say that I would use it. I would help it.
And I don't know if I want the injectionable kind. The nasal spray is probably the one I would want.
Injectable? I thought it was the.
No, they've got one. They've got one that you put into the deep tissue, and they've got a nasal.
Yeah, the nasal one would be better.
Yeah, see, yours got it in case he gets exposed.
I could see that. I didn't think about that aspect of it just because I'm not around it, so I don't think about that aspect of it. But I could see that, and that's very possible because our son, he's a police officer, and so our son talks about that a lot. They'll even go into parks and all that, and they've got the mobile meth labs right there, and he said it's
he
awful.
pulled over a car. He pulled over a car, and they had the meth lab working in the hatchback of the center. It was one of those hatchback centers, I think he said, and he got exposed. They made him go take a shower and stuff afterward.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I didn't think about that.
Tamber, we are not medical doctors, and we are not telling anybody to do anything, and anything that's passed on here is for entertainment purposes only. Actually, I like the shot of rum because liquid ivermectin tastes kind of like, I've been told, tastes like dirty dishwater.
No dish soap.
Yeah, well, dirty
it just
dishwater.
Tastes like dish soap.
With dish soap, yeah.
I don't think there's anything dirty about it. It just tastes like dish soap.
It is not the most pleasant tasting thing in the world. Yeah, exactly. Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. Yeah. If you guys can, what I've been told is if you can get a hold of some, if you get exposed, take a dosage of it, and then.
I'm so confused on which one are we talking about now.
The ivermectin.
Okay.
This is what I've been told.
Okay.
I'm not promoting this. I'm just passing it on. One dose when you've been exposed, and then a dose for 2 days after that. So 3 doses in a row, and then 1 dose every 4 days. That's what hits it.
You do it 1 day, and then you wait 24 hours, and then do another dose, and then you wait, and then you do it. It's
look at Chuck.
A week later from that date, and then after that week, then you do it once a month for preventative.
Okay, Mr. Medical Expert. What could people be exposed to inadvertently in their daily business that other than meth?
Yeah, why would you need to carry the Narcan?
They would need Narcan for themselves.
You got to convince me. So meth is not a big deal. So meth is you clean yourself up and burn your clothes.
As personal protection. I'm not talking about going out and saving every junkie you run across.
Yeah, because I don't care about that shit. I'm heartless.
Fentanyl. There you
go. Oh. Well, I thought fentanyl was like, I am so out of my drug zone. I thought fentanyl was like meth. That was just like a higher.
No, fentanyl is
I know it's extremely deadly.
It's an opioid, yeah. It's an opioid.
Okay, so I could see that because they're talking about kids, especially like with the freeze-dried Skittles and all of that.
Look at all these
there
drug
was
experts.
A big. I can't see anything what they're saying, but there was a big deal. Was it last school year? They were telling the kids, don't touch if you find freeze-dried Skittles in a baggie or whatever on the street. Do not pick them up and do not eat them because they were putting the fentanyl on them, mm-hmm. and it was killing the kids.
Yeah.
So, well, I thought fentanyl. Which is why they use fentanyl in the hospitals. Okay, all right.
God, okay, just tangent, squirrel, something shiny. Did you guys hear that they are prescribing ketamine as a psychic prescription now? Small doses of ketamine. There's no way, unless I've had limbs lopped off, there's no way in heck I'd put that in my body. You know?
I don't know what's ketamine.
Ketamine is correct me if I'm wrong here, but isn't ketamine a derivative of a horse tranquilizer? But it is
Wouldn't that make you want to kill yourself?
No, it muddles your mind up so much that those thoughts go away. No, let's see. They wanted to put my mom on methadone or fentanyl patches. Yeah. And I understand in some circumstances. I understand, but not anything like that for mental health. And then it's an anesthetic painkiller.
The one you were talking about, the ketamine.
The ketamine, but in high enough doses, it will make you trip balls and you will hallucinate. Like the hallucinate beyond anything else.
Just more crap to kill people. More and more.
Yeah, Trek, the opioid is a depressant, but I was talking with one of the guys at Truman when I worked at the hospital, and he was very he did not like the pharmaceutical reps, and because they were pushing the opioids, and he made the point. He worked at a mental place for a long time, and he said what happened to these people. They get on these they give them these opioids as part of their treatment, and what it does is it suppresses their mind enough that the thoughts of suicide don't roll through their head, and as soon as they get off the depressant that pushes all that stuff down, it comes back, and he that was what he told me, but but he hated the pharmaceutical reps with a passion. I was sitting in there one day and this lady walked in and he just laid into her. Just started. He didn't like yelling at her or anything, but he was just getting really snarky with her and just really snotty with her. And I was like, dude, what was all that about? And then he told me the story. So.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. This is the medical system that you're working with. Have fun with it. Yeah. I'll just stay away.
Again, this is why we go to Chuck's classes and we learn how to be our own first responder and
find responsible doctors who don't agree with that BS and do other things and learn herbal medicine and other ways to do things. That's the way to go. So, yeah.
There's a thing. Okay, so it was used on humans before animals. Going back to the ivermectin, you realize ivermectin, as far as I'm aware of, is the only drug that was taken off the schedule, and during the pandemic, there was talk by the FDA to put it back on the schedule so that people could not use it to treat themselves for the coof. Just amazing. It just amazes me.
Yeah, but Tamara, you got to be able to make the thieves oil, right? You need to know what herbs you have in your area that work as natural antibiotics. Without that, I've got that here for us.
Or you can buy the little. You become part of that cult that buys the
That's
oils.
what she was saying, the thieves, but that's not going to be available in shit hits the fan. And quite frankly, it got to the point. Now it's so dang expensive. You complained when I was ordering it before. You definitely complain now. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. That oregano oil, that's some harsh stuff.
You just gotta have the right carrier oil.
Wild lettuce tea. See, this is why you guys need to come to our and chat on our lives, because look at the amount of knowledge that's being passed on. I mean, I was speaking just off the cuff about something I really don't know a lot about, and we got people in here that know enough. Okay, we got two.
You're hurting me.
We got two dogs attacking us now. Yeah, that conversation came up last night on the live.
For the what?
Using the.
Yeah, and so we're actually looking at that. A couple of us, we are actually talking, and everybody's studying. We're studying all the different mushrooms, including the psychedelic mushroom, and in a small enough dose. And there's someone in our community that knows those right doses, and a small enough dose, and then done correctly. If there was anybody with psychological and all of that stuff, then they would know how to do that and be able to treat that. And so there was a lot of stuff that we were using for medicine that became illegal. But honestly, it became illegal, and everything that you were using was weed, became a weed. So now you have to kill everything, get rid of everything, and the pharmaceutical companies are making money hand over fist. So kind of the way that works out. But yeah, and so, and I do too, Lucy. I grow the comfrey, and then I make my comfrey salve. The comfrey salve, and she's knocking me around. And so the in fact the comfrey salve, the frankincense, and the myrrh now. I got people all over the reservation just pounding down the door for it. They're loving it. We have one person that's coming, and she came in, she bought it, and then used it on her thumb. She hasn't been able to move her thumb in years. And she came in the next day and brought a bunch of her friends and was showing me that she could move her thumb. And then everybody bought a bunch, and now they're calling me for it. Like I'm gonna have to start paying her a commission because she's selling all this stuff.
You guys keep Wes's family in your prayers.
Yeah, it's hard for them.
His mother's not doing well, and she's in hospice now. So you guys keep them in your prayers. All right.
I expect she could wait.
Go home to the Lord in 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh. So are you gonna stay there, Wes?
Chuck, I think you need to really think about doing that class on the drug aspect, because that's something that's going to become really important if things go south. Oh. Then we leave home at 4 o'clock for the hospital for Mark's surgery on his arm. Just seeing everybody. I'm glad you were able to stop by.
Prayers. Glad you're home too.
Yeah. Turkey tail mushroom. Yeah, right here. Right here, Homestead. It's all over my woods.
Yeah.
We had that chicken of the woods. That was some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, listen. We've been at this an hour and 45 minutes. It's still not official. I'm gonna have tomorrow off, so I'm gonna just assume I gotta go to work.
It is. I bet if you messaged Nick right now, he would tell you the email went out and you didn't get the email, just like you didn't get it yesterday.
So we need to sign off. We wish everybody a happy and safe week. Stay warm, stay dry. Whatever's happening in your area, don't go head on with a semi truck in the snow. You know.
That's pretty sketch. Oh. I know what it's like to go head on with a semi truck. I'm glad he went in the ditch. I should have gone in the ditch, and I did not.
Obey Mrs. Ghetto, or else.
Yeah.
Listen, we really appreciate you guys showing up, and you guys make it worthwhile. Seriously, you really do. You anything final to say before we go?
I don't think so. Just everybody keep trucking along. Get great idea. Several people said it in here tonight. Go through your prep, see what you got. Make sure that everything's good. We are getting up on a time where it's getting very serious, and so we're going to see a shortage on things that we have never seen before. And food's too expensive. People can't afford it. They're not going to produce a lot of it, and they're coming after more and more farmers. So, that being said, make sure you're prepping. Make sure you're stacking. And
if you want to support the channel, remember grumpyacresfarm.com is up and running now. You can buy merchandise and
frankincense, myrrh, comfrey's on there,
and do all that stuff, and you can support the channel. And it does go to support the channel. We decided that a portion of that is going to help us get better equipment and do all that kind of stuff. Most importantly, always remember.
Till next time.
When you wake up tomorrow morning, go live a life done free. All right, take care.
I like to be 1% better than you were today, and then go live a life done free.
Okay, go be 1% better. No more than 1% better. Only 1% better.
At least 1% better.
Okay, and then go live.